Welcome to Zipline HQ. You can see we're just about to cross 2 million total deliveries. All of these aircraft flying around that number, do you want to guess what those are?
Active flights.
Yeah, exactly.
Really?
Yep. Every one of those aircraft is out making deliveries somewhere in the world. Right now, most of the Africa business is slower. It's like middle of the night Africa time. But if you come in the morning, you can like barely see that number. There's so many aircraft making deliveries. This whole building, it's been a huge advantage. Sort of similar to, Tesla originally had Fremont, right? They had a giant car factory that was right next to engineering for the first several years. We've just been approved by the FAA to now fly 1 human to 30 aircraft. We'll soon go well in excess of that. Humans aren't really flying the aircraft. You have a human overseeing a large fleet of autonomous vehicles.
Oh my God, that's pretty advanced.
Welcome to Zipline HQ. You can see we're just about to cross 2 million total deliveries.
Wow.
Yeah, that'll probably happen in the next 3 or 4 days. All of these aircraft flying around that number, do you want to guess what those are?
Active flights.
Yeah, exactly.
Really?
Yep. So every one of those aircraft is out making deliveries somewhere in the world. Right now, most of the Africa business is slower. It's like middle of the night Africa time. But if you come in the morning, you can like barely see that number. There's so many aircraft making deliveries. Yeah. Let's actually, speaking of seeing aircraft making deliveries, let's go check out the ROCC.
What's the ROCC? There's a ROCC?
The ROCC stands for Remote Operating Command Center.
I thought it was an actual rock this whole time.
You what?
I thought it was like an actual rock this whole time.
No,
because you're like, let's go see the rock. Okay, maybe there's like
a fan of rocks?
I mean, we're in California. There's like people who love crystals. Maybe you guys love rocks.
Do we seem like the type to be into energy crystals too?
Definitely.
Really?
Yeah.
We're an engineering company, Molly. It's the opposite of that. Yeah. This is actually kind of a, cool example, by the way, just getting a sense. So yeah, October 10th, that's what that space looked like where we were just standing. And then December 10th, it was like completely built out manufacturing facility. So this is all of Zipline HQ behind us. Zipline is about 1,300 people. We're about 800 people in the US, and more than half of those people are engineers. Everything from electrical engineering, firmware engineering, all different disciplines of software. So all of those teams are what you see behind us. Most of this column is actually the autonomy team. So responsible for machine learning, detect and avoid, computer vision, both on the Zip as well as on the Droid. And then behind them is like systems test, embedded engineering, mechanical engineering, supplier industrialization engineering. And then over here is...
You guys are going to need a bigger office soon.
Yes. In fact, maybe you just saw something that we can't announce yet. But yeah, Zipline is soon going to be expanding offices. This building actually used to be a Harley-Davidson dealership.
No way.
Yeah. So they would actually do all of the maintenance of the bikes would happen downstairs. And then upstairs, they had all the motorcycles. This was like the showroom.
What's his job?
Very friendly. Emotional support. Zipline, it's a lot of tough days trying to build a company like Zipline. Yeah, come on in.
Okay.
This is my desk.
This is your
Maggie,
desk?
Maggie, Zipline's chief of
Hi.
staff. You're on camera. This is Molly.
We have a lot of questions for you. Are you prepared? I'm just kidding.
So this is mostly like powertrain, electrical engineering, more firmware engineering. This is the safety and reliability team over here. And yeah, if you want, we can go check out the ROCC.
Let's go check out the ROCC,
okay.
yeah. So yeah, ROCC stands for Remote Operating Command Center. This team is responsible for all flights happening everywhere in the US. We've just been approved by the FAA to now fly 1 human to 30 aircraft. We'll soon go well in excess of that. But essentially, humans aren't really flying the aircraft. You have a human overseeing a large fleet of autonomous vehicles, if that makes sense. And you can see we track everything from uptime to the kind of cohort analysis of how quickly these sites scale. Zipline's now operating about 20 sites in Dallas alone. Each of those sites scales faster and faster. So, it took us, I think, about 110 days to get our first site to 100 deliveries a day. We now have sites that hit 100 deliveries a day in 2 days. The sites are just scaling way faster. In some cities, we have over 50% of homes ordering from Zipline. It's kind of insane.
That's insane.
Yeah, more than half of all homes ordering from Zipline in some of these cities.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy graph.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. We're definitely in the vertical part of the curve. And then if you want to come a little closer, you can actually see these deliveries happening live.
Sorcery is brought to you by Brex, the financial stack trusted by more than 30,000 companies, including 1 in 3 venture-backed startups in the US. Nearly 40% of startups fail because they run out of cash. Brex is literally built to help founders avoid that. Unlike traditional banks that let your money sit idle, chipping away at it with fees, Brex is designed to help you spend smarter and move faster. Their all-in-one solution combines checking, treasury, and FDIC protection into one powerful account. You can send and receive money globally at lightning speeds, get 20 times the standard FDIC coverage through their partner banks, and even high yield from day one. With same-day and even same-hour liquidity, access your funds anytime. Companies like Scale AI, DoorDash, ServiceTitan, HIMS, Anthropic, Flexport, Robinhood, and Plaid trust and use Brex. Start today at brex.com/sorcery. That's BREX.com/sorcery.
So you can actually see, there are, there's one aircraft actually making deliveries. This is in Pea Ridge, Bentonville. So you can see all the different 20 sites are being tracked here. And if we look in, Pea Ridge, we can see 2 deliveries happening right now. So there's a Zip, in the northeast there, you can see a Zip that's making delivery. Now it's on its way back. And then it also looks like there's a Zip that's outbound to make a delivery in the southwest. And then as more deliveries come in, we'll get to see packages get loaded into these aircraft, and then the aircraft take off and go make deliveries. So we might get to see that over the next 2 or 3 minutes here. You can also see all the other sites, and they almost all have deliveries that are happening right now. So
yeah, that's a lot over there.
Yep, a lot of these sites are. We're operating sites about 17 hours a day. We're soon going to transition to 24/7. It's kind of insane, just getting to watch like the CCTV. And by the way, the system's growing 15% week over week. So it's, I'll go like 2 weeks without coming and really watching the ROCC. You come back 2 weeks later, it looks completely different. Like the system is scaling so fast. Almost every 2 weeks, it's like a completely different level of scale that you can observe by watching these flights. So we'll actually get to see here probably in the next 60 seconds, you'll see a Zip actually hover down and land into those docks. So all of this is controlled by this team. So one central control team for all aircraft in the U.S. There are 2 control centers. This is one of them. Oh, look, a new delivery was just placed. So see how the bullseye just appeared? Yeah, now down in the southeast. So that means that a Zip has just been given a route. We'll probably see a Zip take off here. I didn't actually see it take off. So yeah, if you give it maybe 30 seconds, we're probably going to get to see a Zip land here and a Zip. Oh yeah, there you go. See, top right, that aircraft is taking off.
Oh yeah.
There it goes. So it's had its route automatically loaded onto it. Now you can watch it go out and make that delivery to the southeast. There's also a Zip that is landing because we just saw it fly back, right? But we haven't seen it land. So let's watch and we'll get to see a Zip hover in and land. But yeah, coming over and watching this is honestly, it's a little bit mesmerizing because it's like these systems are just now operating.
Do you have a live feed for the public to watch?
Maybe we should. We don't have that today.
It's like a zoo camera.
Yeah, it's probably.
We should have a zoo camera.
It's not a bad idea. I wonder if there would be.
And then put the googly eyes on them. So
there
people
you
will
go. Look, there's a Zip coming home after making a delivery.
Cool.
Yeah, we probably should do something like that. It's so fun to watch.
Yeah,
I would watch it just from home.
Yeah.
And keep in mind, we're watching the CCTV of one of the sites here, but there are 20 other sites that are just cycling. 17 hours a day.
Put the googly eyes on them, start naming them, and then all of a sudden you have a zoo.
As cute as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. Yeah, a lot of the powertrain teams, so designing everything from battery management systems to the flight computer to the power distribution boards, and we actually design the electric motors from scratch. In fact, we can pick one up in a sec. So what you're looking at is HITL. HITL stands for Hardware in the Loop Simulator. Zipline has 140 million commercial autonomous miles with 0 safety incidents. that's hard to do when you're constantly iterating on all the different aspects of software and hardware in the system. Right now, every 6 weeks, we're doing a major global software update to the entire fleet. Typically, that'll include like 60 bug fixes, 25, 30 performance improvements, plus a lot of major new features. All of that has to be really carefully tested before we put it on an airplane, right? And you do not want to like find out for the first time that a feature is failing by putting it onto an aircraft and crashing it, even at a test site. Every one of these layers is, you can kind of think of it like the brain and nervous system of an airplane. So this is the battery management system, cellular antennas, Wi-Fi antennas, flight compute, power distribution board, the 4 electric motors, which are designed from scratch by Zipline, plus the red motor controllers you can see on top, winch motor controller, mixed motor controller. So the Droid brain, so this is actually an NVIDIA GPU running on that small, cute robot that's actually, controlling its own position when it's delivering to a house, plus the dock electronics. So that larger board is what's controlling that big hockey puck dock that's the landing station for the Zip. So every one of these layers is an airplane. And every airplane is connected to a powerful simulator that is simulating a world for that airplane to fly around in. It's kind of like, think of them all as like dreaming, right? So you're surrounded by like 30 aircraft right now. They're all flying in the matrix. And we'll download all new software onto this fleet. We can cycle through tens of thousands of flights in simulation, running on the actual flight avionics itself. We can typically catch 90 to 95% of bugs and performance software problems here, before we then go to the final layer of testing, which is the test site itself, where we're going to deploy onto real aircraft and fly at scale. Once we do tens of thousands of flights at the test site and everything's working perfectly, then we can do an over-the-air global update to the national fleet of that new software version. Kind of make sense?
Makes sense.
Yeah. So this is all, it's in the weeds, but this is a huge part of Zipline's competitive advantage. Like this kind of infrastructure, this kind of investment in testing and validation is how we move at a very high engineering velocity while still deploying a product that's super safe for the neighborhoods that we fly over.
I feel like I'm in a secret laboratory.
Yeah, that's what this is.
Turing is training the next generation of AI with tasks that require real expertise and real-world judgment. That's why companies like NVIDIA, Anthropic, Salesforce, and Gemini partner with Turing. Turing builds realistic reinforcement learning environments and data systems based on real operational traces, the kind of infrastructure frontier labs need to train superintelligence. Visit turing.com/SOURCERY.
So you're going to kind of see where we're building all of that. This is the current manufacturing line for EV3. So primary structures start here. You want to feel primary structure. This is all the structural strength way to the air.
Oh my god! It's really like...
Try to pull it apart. You can try to break it. Yeah, try to break it. You might be able to break it. You slam it. But this is a simple carbon fiber structure comes out of a mold. It's kind of like using a process that's sort of like injection molding up for carbon fiber. And so it's a really, really hard thing to design. It has to be obviously not just strong, but it also has to be very rich. One thing that you worry a lot about this in aircraft is you have to worry about, whether you're exciting different kinds of vibration in the aircraft can actually shake an aircraft apart. It's actually like one of the main failure modes for an airplane. So anyway, those primary structures basically come onto the line and immediately start routing bus bars and through the main primary structure. We'll then also install the flight computer and the power distribution board, all different avionics. There are about 43 major sub-assemblies on each aircraft and about 700 unique components. So you can see a lot of the components that get assembled onto the aircraft is in these bins next to each substation. All of these are designed from scratch by Zipline. We have a big global supply chain. And as I mentioned, a lot of those components are actually now manufactured here. So for example, we can go see the battery welding line in a second. So it's kind of cool if we stop for a second. You can see the power distribution board, flight compute board. We've now run the wiring and the bus bar through the primary structure itself. So we're ready to plug in the electric motors, also designed completely from scratch by Zipline. You can also see the, we call this the winch assembly. So this is both the latch, the docking pin, that basically latches into dock, as well as the winch used to raise and lower the droid when we're making flippers, or when we're loading a package into the aircraft. But yeah, as we come down, all of the software, even the software that is, you can actually probably see on the screen here, even the software that controls all the manufacturing instructions.
Oh my God, that's pretty advanced.
I'll click up. So like all of those manufacturing instructions, all of Zipline's manufacturing software system is also built from scratch by Zipline. That might sound weird. Like you would think, oh, you probably use, some kind of, because there are plenty of companies that make like software, like an MRP is what it would be called. But Zipline actually
he's on
all of
too.
that ourselves. Yeah, so it's a weird thing to do. Really, like the only other companies that do that, like that I know of, are Tesla and SpaceX. But designing your entire operating system for the company, all the software that we use on the manufacturing floor, all the software we use on internet sites, service center, all of that operates on. It's kind of like, not only are we building all the software that runs on the aircraft, not only are we building the communications architecture, where you can put in customer-facing app, like the Zipline app that people download to order something going on. We also build the unmanned traffic management system that provides the FAA. But after all that, we're also designing the operating system for the company itself, which is controlling supply chain, manufacturing, maintenance, logistics, everything else. Might seem like a weird or nuanced belief, but it's really big enabler for what we do. The other advantage of being in control of all that software is that it allows us to have full track and traceability of every single component that goes into this aircraft. That's a big component of our big lift. If ever something goes wrong in the real, we need to be able to identify what component sales, track that component to a specific batch, and then we should be able to know every single public aircraft besides it recorded on that batch. We can warranty if necessary. We can build that by the supplier, initiate quality, any kind of quality process. This is extraordinary, super important in terms of designing systems that are not just really cost effective, but that are also extraordinarily safe. And at the end of the day, Zipline has flown 140 million since the Rinaudo model. It has 0 tickets. If you were to drive 130 million miles in a car, even in a place like the US, you would have about 600 crashes, 100 injuries, some like twin attacks. So not only is Zipline, not only is the goal to save lives, like you're delivering a lifecycle product on a modern basis, but the goal is also to just have fundamental, super remote This whole building, it's been a huge advantage. Like very sort of similar to how Tesla originally had Fremont, right? They had like a giant car factory that was right next to engineering for several years. This factory has been a huge advantage. Like this building, as we've been able to expand into more and more of it, it's just a huge advantage to have all of this stuff tightly integrated together. It allows us to lightning fast part development. So these are actually docks right here. The dock is the piece of hardware that we're installing on the towers themselves. I just posted something on X 6 days ago. It was like the new 12 dock tower design. I don't know if you saw that. I loved how I actually posted that. And people were asking Grok, because I just said next gen, people were asking Grok, what is this? How does it work? And Grok was saying, don't worry, this is a CGI rendering of like some kind of drone technology. So it's like awesome, because that's actually, Grok is incorrect. That is operating in the real world today. But yeah, so these docks we install on towers. These are basic, think of it like superchargers for aircraft. The dock the aircraft pump below latches into the dock. The dock feeds the aircraft. It charges the aircraft. It will precondition battery superchargers that down depending on ambient temperatures. It also uploads data from that. Every place centering over a gigabyte of flight data and telemetry. It's super useful to make all future flights safer.
I saw in your all-in interview that people will go to and watch them.
Yeah, it's a thing. People bring their kids, young kids will ask, they'll be like, where do you want to go? Do you want to go to the park? Do you want to go to the museum? Because you'll be like, I want to go to the Zipline. So they'll drive to a parking lot and they sit and just watch the aircraft.
We're going to have to start getting an ice cream stand.
I know. We need to be selling swag. That could be another component of the business. We should be selling t-shirts and food.
kind of like the Tesla diner, at the supercharger. Yeah, it's a thing. So yeah, lots of batteries waiting to go on the aircraft, and then this is a lot of Droid manufacturing. So the Droid is that smaller, cute robot that's actually controlling its position on X and Y axis when we're landing.
Looks like the thing can swim in the...
Yeah, a little like that. Yep. We kind of designed it, a little inspired by like Eve from WALL-E. Yeah, you want it to look cute, and and it needs to exactly. You want it needs to be safe, but just important, it has to feel safe. And actually, when you see kids and families receiving deliveries from Zipline, you can tell they feel safe because it's quiet, and this robot feels friendly, it is safe, it looks safe, kids feel comfortable being right next to it, grabbing the package as soon as it's delivered. This is the reason people have this like concept in their head of like, because some other countries are actually doing this, you're like descending this massive octocopter of, which sounds like a lawnmower of death, to within like 20 feet of you. It's like you're like, it's incredibly loud, incredibly scary. It's actually super dangerous to have an aircraft of that size come that close to your house, and I just think that's all insane. Like, for this to actually work, you gotta have a civilian experience. It is more magical, quieter, safer than the way to do so today. And the way you do that is by making the main aircraft super quiet, and keeping it 100 meters in the air at all times, using a really cute robot like the Droid to actually deliver.
Have you thought of putting googly eyes on it?
Yeah, we have. I like the idea of doing like stickers on the front, of having two little chipmunks like holding flight controls of like aviator goggles and things like that to make it look like two little chipmunks are controlling it.
Some of you may not have heard this yet, but our sponsor Public just launched something called Generated Assets, and it brings AI into investing in a way I've honestly never seen before. Here's how it works. You type in an idea like AI-powered supply chain companies with positive free cash flow, or defense tech companies growing revenue over 25% year over year. Public's AI then dispatches a swarm of agents that scan every single US stock, evaluates them, and instantly builds a custom index around your thesis. What really stands out is how clearly it explains why each stock is included. And before you invest, you can even backtest your idea against the S&P 500, so you're making decisions with real context, not just guessing. And beyond generated assets, Public lets you invest in stocks, bonds, options, crypto, all in one place. They'll even give you an uncapped 1% match when you transfer your investments over from another platform. If you want to build a portfolio that actually reflects your thesis, visit public.com/sorcery, paid for by Public Investing. Full disclosures in the description.
Yeah, never mind.
We're not beyond making it look super cute. Actually, here's more Droid testing that you can see here. Hey, how are you? So you can see, this has been cycling a lot from the Wii. Literally just cycling it day after day, 24/7. Get it going through to thousands of cycles. This might look unfancy, but every single component of the system is so crazy life cycle testing. Right? So obviously, in a delivery, that would lower hundreds of degrees. Right now, we're up to we're just testing milk and control to see what fails. Every single one is 700 unique we will test in all different weather conditions. We will destructive test, we will vibration test. We get to see a lot of that in 5 minutes here. If something's going to fail, we want it to fail here rather than fail in the room. As long as it fails here, we can then figure out what we need to change, we can improve it, we can upgrade that.
So when people when you see an order, what do they, like, is that the term?
Yeah, today, placing an order is super easy. I mean, you just download the Zipline app. If you're living in one of Zipline's metros, you just download the Zipline app, and then you see all the different storefronts. You can see Walmart, Chipotle, Whitney, Buffalo Wild Wings, Sweet Green, a lot of other immediate purpose, a lot of healthcare purposes, receiving prescriptions, medicine needs, security, and it's delivered directly to your GPS coordinates.
I think I saw in one of the demos that you can, maybe, I don't know if this happens everywhere, but you can see like aerial footage of your house and choose which location you want to drop it down on.
Yeah, the first time you're ordering, you just type in your address. We show you a satellite image of your house, and you get to just choose exactly where you want to send it. It's a really big advantage because a lot of houses,
being able to have something go over to your backyard is like more secure, more private. You don't have to worry about clutch pirates. Yeah, it's great. And a lot of people really love just being able to like, you can literally tell it exactly where you want it to go, like on the side of your pool or on your front doorstep or in your driveway. The other nice thing is like these kinds of robotic systems, they're really reliable. Like once you say how you want the thing delivered, we will deliver to that spot every single time without fail. We deliver in a highly accurate time of because you're not worrying about traffic or what humans need to do anything. Here you go.
How many orders can someone put to their house?
We'd never.
I think you should test it out.
We should.
And I think I have some ideas.
We don't necessarily want people trying to do that because, as I mentioned, right now we are like severely supply constrained. We need people only ordering what they definitely need because right now the system is struggling to keep up with demand.
Yeah, but say like you either want to give someone a happy birthday or if you don't like someone and you
People do that. People
want to break their house.
So interestingly, birthdays are huge. And
Yeah.
tons of people are like for birthdays having birthday cakes or cupcakes and delivered like in front of all the kids. This is one of the reasons we've been able to turn off all Stargate because this is super viral. It makes for really good TikTok content.
Good for you.
A lot of people are making these TikTok videos that you can see 10 or 20 million times of the praise. So this is a lot of the, we just walked by a lot of the halt chambers. That's like accelerated lifecycle testing chambers. Every single component we will, heat up, cool down, we'll vibrate it, we'll try to break it all kinds of different ways. This is testing the roll tilt mechanism, which is a really important part of your aircraft. You can see 20 roll tilt mechanisms right there. They aren't running right now, but basically any hardware iteration, we will do millions of hours of testing across these different components to make sure that we have fully characterized the reliability of the component before it goes into the aircraft. This is a lot of basically designs, a lot of those end-of-line test jigs and lifecycle issues. One more cool thing to show you is the Vib Lab. We obviously think a lot about the reliability of the system, as well as like how many life cycles can we get out of an aircraft. Airplanes have to think, cars you already worry a lot about vibrations. Airplanes have to worry even more about vibration because when you're spinning motors, and especially when you're transitioning from hover into fixed wing flight, you get something called edgewise flow across the propellers that can cause some pretty serious vibration from the through the propellers into the motors and then infilling itself. If the primary structure happens to vibrate at that same frequency, you can basically shake them apart. In fact, that's one of the reasons it's hard to build reliable vertical takeoff on a great aircraft. And so we do a huge amount of testing from a vibration perspective. This is one of the test setups. These are like large vibration tables that we use. We also use this system over here where we can actually hit things with like liquid nitrogen and like instantly cool them down to a super cool to a very cold temperature where we're basically almost forcing the thing to break. We're going to like subject it to such extreme temperature and such extreme vibration that we can force the thing to break and therefore determine like what is the weakest part of the structure itself. We can then go back and reinforce that part of the structure. So yeah, this is might all seem kind of like technical or in the weeds, but like this level of testing and validation is required. That's how we're going to build a system that has 140 million commercial avionics models of zero safety.
Founders ship faster on Deal. Set up payroll for any country in minutes, hire anyone anywhere, get visas handled fast, and get back to building. Visit DEEL.com/sorcery. That's DEEL.com/SOURCERY.
Right, and when it says X, you can tap it on 45
Alright, this is going to get so awkward when I can't hit it.
It's harder to hit than you would think.
45
Is it turned on right now so we can see?
Oh, no, we can show you.
Okay.
Can someone demo it for me?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You can actually cut it.
Do it on the top. That's 45.
So you can do this, and then you can kind of see how it propagates through it. So that's what Keller was talking about earlier. Is it goes from the motor to the body. That's it. So you can do that, and you can kind of see how everything is. So,
Okay, so the goal is not to like
Yeah.
as possible. Alright guys, so this is what we're gonna do here.
Try to hit it.
Hey, we're gonna test this out.
You see the
We have
vibration.
some
You
more.
can see the vibration. see the vibration with your eyes.
If you notice, you can see the vibration in your eyes.
Yeah.
Right?
Cool.
Which we touched it.
Is it behind table? Didn't pass. Molly approved.
Okay, we're gonna turn this one on. So we usually have these fans set up in our wings, tails, air surfaces. They will get really, really high. I think about 80-ish miles indoors with the vibration. That's exactly what's happening. So we'll see the vibration of the sonic. We have a OT depth set up for you on that one. You will see if you want to try. Alright, air directions on.
Alright, you want to let her turn it on? Do like the green button and then the one on the screen. She wanted to turn it on.
Oh, sorry, yeah, please.
Oh, but
Yeah.
Alright, actually turning it off is pretty fun too. It makes a crazy noise. So hit the red button.
Yeah, you hit the right button.
right now,
Yeah,
is it
yeah.
on?
Not really. Okay, that's it. Now you can turn it on with the green button.
So green button, I'm gonna walk you through. So it's a green button. Once it comes on, you hit this on us, touch speed, and light up when there's this on off button, and then that's when it gets turning out. That's when
Okay, so press that button and then that button.
yeah, pretty much.
Well, it'll say on.
Now Michelle's gonna duck for cover.
Okay. Oh, I'm nervous.
It takes a second.
One more time.
Oh yeah, the on button. Alright, so now we're going to run the test here. So what you hear is just the fan. Great.
Thanks, guys.
Alright,
Available on Tuesdays and maybe the next day.
Yeah, thanks. Now you know. I'm sorry about that. Alright, let's keep going.
The fan's good. You want to do the fan?
Okay.
Alright.
Getting prediction
So
on.
I'll give like a little demo of this first, and then if you
Oh,
want to
okay.
get in front of them, they're wild. So
Really?
these are RC plane fans for like a 7-foot model jet or whatever, and we use them to, like we were saying, for tails and wings, the control surface. Under wind load can get stuck, you can cause it to get stuck. So while we do a vibe test, we blow air over them to simulate that it's flying through the air while going through a really fast vibe test. So let's check them out. These are pretty loud.
Oh, and just fair warning, if you go in front of them, like it is going to blow your hair. So just
Do we need somebody else to
Go for it.
I'll do it.
You can like look for the views. You can like feel it with your hand.
We tested it out.
no,
It's gonna blow this way.
Going that way.
Yeah. I'll step out of frame and I'll
We
turn it
tested it out. It's gonna look
You're
great.
gonna blow my
It's gonna be like that Hollywood.
Yeah, it's wrong.
It's like a Dyson hair dryer.
Yeah, it's crazier than that.
Luke, how far you can go.
Oh yeah, you wanna drive?
No, you got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, you ready?
Go for it.
Oh my god.
They didn't capture that.
I think it's going 80 miles an hour. Saliva. Oh, this one's definitely faster. Oh, we're faster. This one.
That's great.
So
Fantastic. I feel like that'll be a really good intro
I
to the
think
video.
that'll be really good.
That'll be
My
really
face
good.
is like,
It's crazy, right?
I know. You just sit there all day. It's kind of fun.
More than you would probably think. Yeah, it's a ton of fun.
It's like when you touch a, electric fence.
I know.
It clicks again.
That was
Cool.
awesome. Okay, good intro for the video. All right, should we go to headquarters real quick?
Yeah, we should.
Are we doing
Do you
okay
wanna
on
just,
time?
We're running a little bit behind.
Okay.
Just quickly explain in one sentence what accelerated lifecycle testing is. Like, do people know what that is? Does that matter?
I think so. I mean,
It's just like it simulates. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, look, basically the reason all this accelerated life cycle testing is so important is for any given component, you're just going to beat the crap out of it here from a testing and validation perspective. So that if it's going to fail, it fails here rather than in the real world. Like, this is kind of how we validate every single component up to hundreds of thousands or millions cycles.
Hey, it's Molly. If you enjoy our interviews, check out our newsletter, sorcery.vc, where we deliver a once-a-week top deals and tech headlines email, and also go deeper on our podcast interviews. Subscribe to Sorcery today. And don't forget to subscribe to the podcast on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, or wherever you listen. Link in description to sign up.